Our top story check starts today in Puerto Rico, where the government recently announced a plan to raise salaries and improve working conditions for public servers. The project has a budget of $132 million and will impact 65 agencies in the central government. Our Francis Felix reports.
Governor Pedro Pierluisi announced the implementation of the first phase of the Public Service Administrative Reform in the Department of Treasury and in the Office of Management and Budget. This reform have new job classifications and salary compensation adjustments, which will be reflected immediately.
Por demasiado tiempo, nuestros servidores públicos.
The chief executive pointed out that the purpose of the project is to improve organizational structures in agencies, staff recruitment, compensation, and professional development opportunities. The project is being worked by the Treasury, the Office of Management and Budget, and Human Resources, in coordination with the Financial Supervision and Administration Board, and will cover the employees of 65 government agencies as of January 2023. At this phase, the Public Service Administrative Reform impacts with a salary increase to some 108 employees of the Treasury and approximately 48 of the Office of Management and Budget, mainly from the fiscal component. The changes focus on critical areas such as finance, accounting, and technology, explained the governor. Also, during the announcement in response of questions of the media, Pierluisi affirmed that the government will impose once again the use of masks in massive events due to the increase of COVID-19 cases. The government action responds to the current administrative order of health as soon as community transmission rises from a moderate level to a high level. The use of masks must be made mandatory in these scenarios. Reporting from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Francis Felix.
All right, thanks so much, Francis. Well, meantime, for the first time in more than a year, masks are no longer federally required on planes after a federal judge in Florida struck down the national mandate. This comes less than a week after the CDC had extended it for another 2 weeks. While the White House is reviewing the decision, TSA says it will not enforce the mandate, and most of the major carriers now say masks will be optional. Pete Muntin reports.
A surprise court ruling has ended the transportation mask mandate for now. U.S. District Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell said she does not need another hearing to decide that the rule exceeds the CDC's authority. Mizell's Monday ruling first threw the travel industry into disarray, but now a growing list of airlines confirm masks are no longer required on their flights. The federal government began requiring masks on planes, trains, buses, boats, and in terminals starting in February 2021. Last week, the Biden administration once again extended the rule to expire on May 3rd, citing a rise in coronavirus cases. But only hours prior, the airline industry's top lobby wrote the White House to say the mandate must end.
We've done it for 2 years, and it's time to move beyond that and now make that the responsibility of individuals.
Face coverings are required at all times.
Judge Mizell was appointed to federal district court in 2020 by then-President Donald Trump. In her ruling, Mizell said travelers have been, quote, forcibly removed from their airplane seats, denied boarding at the bus steps, and turned away at the train station doors, likening it to, quote, detention and quarantine. Immediately following her decision, passengers at airports across the country continued wearing masks, unaware of the ruling.
Hopefully it ends.
I'll always wear my mask. I lost my grandmother to COVID a year ago, and so I'm very particular about the mask.
And meantime, the CDC is also shaking up its COVID travel advisory system, removing every country from its do not travel list. So after months of warning all travelers to avoid a long list of countries due to very high COVID levels, on Monday, the CDC removed all 89 countries from that list. The highest level 4 designation will now be reserved for special circumstances, like a dangerous spike in COVID cases or a new variant. The level 4 list had some 100 destinations on it, including many Caribbean countries. But again, there are currently no level 4 countries on that list. Countries with a high level of COVID-19 are considered level 3 Travelers who are not fully vaccinated are still advised to avoid travel to these destinations, but the warning does not apply to fully vaccinated visitors. Travelers with weakened immune systems are urged to check with doctors before traveling. And a major athletic event will make its way to the Bahamas, the leader securing the country as the host site of the Carfta Games next year. Our 1 Caribbean News' Deandra Hamilton reports.
Visit to Jamaica was for more than support to the Bahamas athletics team competing at this year's Carfta Games. Prime Minister Philip Davis met with the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. He toured some progressive programs in Jamaica, and he managed to secure the Bahamas as the next host of Carfta 2023. And, you know, Bahamians are glad.
And as such, we wanted to ensure that the Bahamas is used as a jurisdiction to host athletic events. We were the originators of the International Athletics, the IAAF World Relays Games that was originated in the Bahamas, and I indicated to them that we wish to continue to be the permanent host of that event.
Always bringing the Junkanoo to the stands and to the games, and this year was no different. The meet held at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica, was opened by Prime Minister Holness, who showed grace but anticipated the meet would again be dominated by his team, Jamaica. By the end of day 2, Jamaica secured 64 medals, including 24 gold, and at least one new record in the women's 4x100-meter relay. The Bahamas team, with its 2 gold and 11 medals after day 2, was third overall.
What it does, it teaches our people, particularly young persons, how to socialize, how we can come together. It teaches discipline. You know, you're required to train, you're required to remain focused, and you're required to have a goal.
But can the Bahamas, which is struggling under the financial pressures of hurricane and pandemic recovery, afford to host the Carfta Games? The Prime Minister calls it an opportunity.
And as you well know, a component of our diversification of the tourism industry is to promote sports tourism.
Deandra Hamilton reporting.